I came across an interview with Deborah Meaden in the Waitrose magazine a couple of weeks ago. And we know Deborah, of course, as the star of the BBC TV show Dragon's Den, and also as a very successful businesswoman. So we don't normally associate her with yoga. However, in this article, she says that every morning she goes outside for a walk in her bare feet. And I quote, "Whatever the weather, even in snow, it's the first thing I do." And I found that really interesting because there are 3 yoga lessons in that little statement. There is plenty more to yoga than just putting on leggings and learning how to be able to touch your toes. And that's fine, I do that as well, but that is literally just the beginning. It's a doorway into something much bigger. Yoga is an entire art and science of living well. And I've learnt that there are yoga lessons everywhere, all around us, if we know what we're looking for, including from very successful business people. So the first lesson is that Deborah goes out for a walk in her bare feet. It's the bare feet that are important. Getting the feet on the ground, on the earth, is incredibly beneficial. And in fact, it's one of the core yogic practices, is to get your feet on the ground. If we live in cities, it's not so easy necessarily to get outside and go for a walk, but even if you're indoors, take your shoes off and make sure that you get your feet on the ground for some time every single day. You know what it's like if you come home at the end of the day after a hard day at work and you take your socks and your shoes off. You immediately breathe more easily. The body relaxes, everything relaxes. And if you want to find out more about relaxation, I've included a guided relaxation meditation in the link under this video. Take your shoes off, take your socks off, let your entire body breathe and connect with the earth. It's very grounding, and I think particularly in today's world where everything moves very fast and people can get very stressed easily, our brain waves can be all over the place, and feeling your feet on the ground is a wonderful antidote to that. It slows everything down, calms everything down, and relaxes you. So that's the first lesson. The second thing is that Deborah goes for her walk every day. So the second lesson is that it's our daily habits that have the biggest impact on our health and well-being. Whatever your well-being goals are, if you go for an extreme diet, say for a few weeks, or you do an extreme gym course and really push yourself for a few weeks, you're going to see some impact during those few weeks, but as soon as you stop, your body is going to go back to its daily default. And that's because it's our daily habits that have the biggest impact on our well-being. So find something that is easy for you. Find a well-being practice, a health practice that it feels easy for you to do on a daily basis, because that is going to be the best way. It's sustainable. If it's easy for you to sustain every day, that's when you're going to get the full benefit of it. The third lesson from Deborah comes out of the snow. She says that she goes for this walk even if it's snowing. So the lesson here, the yogic lesson here, is about success. So one of the aims of yogic meditation is to settle us more and more into our natural state of being and to build up a resilience, not by fighting against something external, but by settling into our own nature. The Sanskrit word is swabhava, one's own natural pattern, the natural pattern of the body, the natural pattern of the mind, of the heart, of our whole energy. So with a yoga practice, with a meditation practice, what happens over time is that we learn to settle in more and more into our own natural state of being. Body, mind, emotions, energy, everything becomes more coherent. And when we're in that coherent state, we are less likely to be knocked off course by external circumstances, like the weather, or whatever your personal well-being goals are, whether it's around health or relationships or money. Whatever goal you set yourself, you're more likely to succeed if you are at ease and coherent and resilient in your own nature. In fact, I think that one of the main reasons that we fail is because we get knocked off course. I think everyone has genius. Everyone has innate genius in them. And we are full of bright ideas. But how often have you had an amazing idea and you start it, then you get knocked off course, you forget about it, something else takes over. But if you are settled in yourself, you are much more likely to succeed. So I think actually this daily walk of Deborah's is one of her keys to success. Those are the 3 yogic lessons. If you've enjoyed this, subscribe, because I'm going to go into more of these topics in future episodes. And thank you, Deborah.